Hi, everybody. How's it going? I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing fine. It's been a day, but I'm here now with my lovelies, so I'm very happy. And I'm glad to see all on my water that I definitely didn't forget. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to do a little last time on Dragon Age Z in a second, but first I'm going to let people do their little introductions. So for me, Andrea Natashan, everybody, I am Emma Hamel on the internet. I just my whole life in the evenings is Dragon Age or Vampire the Masquerade. That's kind of just what my life is about. And I'm here. My pronouns are they, them. Guys, can you introduce who you are and who you are playing, please? Thank you very much.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm Emily. I play Kana. She's pissed off and on a mission. And we're gonna get my fucking daughter back and maybe kick my ex in the balls. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how receptive to conversation he is.
He can get
So
a little ball
probably
kicking
we're
as a
gonna kick
treat.
him in the
As a
balls,
treat.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he
That's
would
literally
like
what I was
it.
about
Fuck.
to start with. Like, we can have a little ball kicking as a treat. Speaking of, hi everyone. My name's Satan.
Speaking of.
My name's Satan. I use she or any pronouns as long as it's not derogatory. I'm gonna be playing Phelan, our Danish elf mage. He uses he him. He's just here to bring his little uh sister figure back. And maybe we saw that he could like hurt people with his staff. He doesn't have to do magic. Maybe it slips and hits him over the head a couple times. Who knows? That's me.
Hello, everyone. I am Torn or Torn Talks Creativity. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Oriana, our Pillbug human rogue, who goes with she, her pronouns. And she's just happy to help out and support Kada and trip and throw knives on accident. It's fine. It's fine. Totally okay with this.
Hello everyone, I am Sakaya, I go by she, her pronouns, and I am playing Ranon, who also goes by she, her pronouns. And I could do lots of nasty things to Dirk, but I'm gonna let Kanar take the lead.
Yeah, she earned it. So, last session on Dragon Age Z, the group went to talk to the dwarven merchant Bartrand Tethris, that old guy, to get further information about where Dirk, Kana's ex, had gone with his scouting group. While it was informative, it was equally as infuriating. So much so that Oriana stayed back to threaten Bartrand should anything go wrong. The group also travelled to the alienage, gathered further intelligence from Irana's contact Rylan, before being pointed in the direction of a very intriguing pair. A human woman of means and a silent armoured elf that both seemed to give Phelan some bi-panic. Now that they are all ready to go, it is time to set off into the wilds surrounding Kirkwall and heading north towards Sundermount, which you can see on the horizon because it's very large. Will they find their way safely? Let's find out today. As we join the group, heading out of the city, we can see the woods ahead of us, and the city is very much behind us. I would like to just check in with you all before we get going. How are your characters feeling right now as you see the wilderness ahead of you?
Quick question.
Yes.
Has Kara joined us?
Only if you very much wanted her there, because I think the plan had been to leave her with Kana's parents, and then you were not sure about maybe bringing her. That's your call.
I think we'll leave her. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just thought that was the idea, and then at the last session, you said that she was.
Yeah, I admittedly did that for only game mechanics. I was like, no, Thorn, don't do this. So we will leave Kara with Kana's parents.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that would probably be best just storyline for Kara because she's been literally abducted. Now she's been abducted again, but by her own means. And let's let her rest.
Let her rest. Yeah.
That's
the theme for this.
Like, sorry, Mom. This is literally
That's
all
so
my fault.
clever, though. I should have made my mother a level 20 character.
Yeah, dang, I wish.
So,
she gets plus
yeah.
12. But yes, as far as then, Oriana, honestly, she's determined as far as what she's feeling. Because unfortunately for her, there's some real parallels here with Grady being so young and in the care of an idiot. So, yeah, she's not happy and wants to ensure that, just like we got Aiden back with Bev, that we get Rainy back with Kina. And yes, we'll let Kina take point on how we do that. However, maybe planning some, dire measures in the back of her head.
Mm-hmm.
We just might be very interpretive as to how we take instruction.
See, hey, that's
What,
how
like
Oriana treats
this?
it.
Like, do you mean like this?
Just
Get his head out of the river.
fine. As long as Rainy doesn't see, it's fine. Anyway.
Anyone else?
Ranon's super excited.
Yeah.
She is. Like, between Denerim and Kirkwall, there has just been sea, and she loved that, but it's not her, her natural terrain.
This is her favorite terrain.
This is basically her favorite terrain. She's extremely happy to be getting back out in the wilds.
It feels the opposite. Not like she's not a nature hater or anything, but it was just like this was supposed to be it. This was supposed to be the destination, and we were supposed to be done traveling and adventuring. This was what it was all for. And now, because of fuck ass, I have to go get my daughter back and maybe beat the shit out of you. Like, so she is just she's similarly like annoyed and angry, but also she's just walking with like this look on her face of just like, this motherfucker ruining my peace. She's stewing. That's it.
You can see there's some steam rising from me as you walk.
Also, for any potentially new audience members, I think we should point out that we don't like Kanar's ex. I don't know if this is coming-
Yes.
just to clear up anything.
Yeah, I don't know what
I know
we've
we're
clearly
being
been given the
very
wrong
vague.
impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phelan is happy to be back out in the wilderness. It is also his favorite terrain. He is a little like distracted though. He's trying to figure out what exactly that woman reminded him of. And he can't quite put a finger on it. And also
I enjoy that I've given you the gift of that. That's so funny.
you're like, oh, she
I
reminds
somehow
me of
controlled your dice.
something.
Yeah, I controlled
Yeah.
your dice and made you fluff that.
And I'm like, God damn it, what is that? But he's also here and ready to help get Rainy back. And the head of his staff is a homing device and is locked in on Dirk's balls. That's all I'm saying.
For this person that we,
Don't
Yeah.
like. He shouldn't have more kids. All I'm saying.
Seem to be obsessed with his genitalia, though. But,
Yeah, well, listen, Phelan's clearly got
It's where
other
it
things on his
hurts.
mind too.
I didn't just mean Phelan. I was
We're
everyone.
all, it do be like that sometimes. Very good. Okay, so we are heading off, and there's a main road that would lead away from Kirkwall that typically is more connecting from, city to town, and what have you. To head north towards Sundermount requires there's a track that will definitely lead you up that way. It's not that it is untraveled by people, it's just a little more wild, and you can tell that is going to continue and that this track is going to get a little rougher eventually. And it's up to you how you guys want to approach this. Now, we know that naturally there's a couple of you in particular that are likely to spearhead a scouting mission like this, and whether you think remaining on the track is important or whether going off track and somewhat sheltering and shielding yourselves while you do it is important. It's kind of like, in Skyrim, I can do main road or I can go off road and find something fun. How do you approach it, my two scouty roguey scouts?
Yeah, I'm going to
Actually,
find our
I was-
destination on the compass and then just spam jump the mountain. And,
Right. Well, we need to get a horse. You need a horse because the horse will help you get up
Oh.
there. Yeah, we know that. Jessica, let's go. Yeah.
That's our version, is the donkey, Jessica.
The donkey, exactly.
I actually think before we choose one, Oriana, because we have the map, right? And then Kanaw's parents actually gave them a couple of ideas.
Yes.
And so any indication if that's like main road, mix of like main road and like hard road, like
It
Question, yeah.
seems with the location of where you'd be going for to get to the foot. It depends whether you're aiming to find this clan or whether you're skirting the edges of it slightly. But it looks like you have a choice of safer or more direct. Is essentially the looks of it.
yeah. So we'll definitely ask the group after marking it because they had the map and Oriana just knew where it was.
just thinking back to last session, I know Kanar wanted to, like, made the point of sort of following them because she didn't think they'd have got very far. So I feel like kind of take Kanar's lead on it, but we can certainly scout like far ahead and do little off trail things.
Yeah. Do you want to take the more direct route, Kenna, or
You know, I think that they probably will be making pretty slow progress, especially with that their plan of like camping and sending off little splinter groups. Like they're gonna be in one spot for a while every time they do that. And
Okay.
I mean, I definitely think they'll, with a group that size, they'll be taking the main roads. They, you know, easier for us to maneuver off road, but they've got at least like a dozen people.
okay. Then yeah, we can scout ahead and just, make sure it's good. And we have a cart, right? We packed a cart, right?
We have two.
You
carts.
guys did, yeah.
We have a
Mhm.
food
Full of
cart
food.
and a stuff cart.
Okay. We'll see if the carts can get through, or if maybe we're stuck on the main road.
Okay.
So yeah, Oriana will do her little pill book thing. Just
Yeah.
basically going down, and looking to see, number one, can the carts get through okay, but number two, especially if there's any other recent people treks.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you can pick a skill that you feel applies to both, or pick a skill for each of those and roll for each. It's your call how you want to approach that. But, yeah.
Level 3.
Level 3. If
No.
no, both would be in perception, but if you have a focus you wanted to apply, you could
I
let me know.
wish, but I do not, so it shall be perception.
Let's go perception.
It was bad. It was 10.
Oh no. We
That's a
can
rough
assume that
buddy.
that is the looking for the tracks of the donkeys. Do you want to roll for
Sure.
looking for people prints? Because the two skills they're separate things that you're looking for.
Be better, please. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, it was like, oh, you felt better
Level
about that
3.
first roll? I got you.
Gotcha, buddy.
Are we
Level
not scouting
3.
together though?
Well,
Please do better.
Oriana had suggested that she go
You
off
are now.
to look this look for this. You can come back and report to
I don't know
the
shit.
group. Yeah, that you don't. Well, if you're careful and take your time, you could get the carts through there. You did not see any people feet print.
Yeah. We'll come back.
It seems, to be fair, I will say that one thing that you do know without having to roll this, because this is just what you do know that it's been, in this area at least, dry for a little while, which means that without wet dirt, it can be a little harder sometimes to see footprints, depending on what you're actually standing on. So it would have been difficult anyway to look there. So you can come and report that back to the group.
Definitely will. And just, I'll be honest, I don't really want to make that call, but I didn't see anybody on those trails.
Okay.
Everything's a little dusty, so I didn't see anything.
Well, then it's probably not worth the hassle of going off road then.
Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna be out here for a while, I don't know. But I'm not used to this place, so maybe I missed something.
No, I trust you.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Or I was just like, either way. Yeah. Try to keep an eye out.
This is a very noisy helicopter going over.
Oh god, a dragon!
Ah! And you all died. Roll new
Everybody's
characters.
dead.
Yeah, credits roll.
Dragon Age.
My new
3,
character.
Level 3.
Her name is Rainy. She's 10. She's on a on a quest to avenge her dead mom.
Woo.
Play as my dad in this game after.
Yeah, it's the family game. Yeah, so you guys you've been given the information that if you're careful, you might be able to take the carts, and there were no tracks of people. I will say, on top of her knowing that is something that Iranan would also understand about being out here. If you've had a little bit of a dry spell, it can make tracking in the dirt a little harder. There are other signs, so if you go deeper into the forest, you would start to see perhaps, like a twig break here, because they're quite a large group. So you might see other signs beyond footprints, but footprints are harder.
I don't know if Ranon's here to take the news, because I feel like we'd perhaps split duties if you've gone, because you'd have spent a little while going ahead on the path and getting a good idea before coming back. So I think maybe I was splitting the time by going out into the forests to do the hunting for tonight's food, because we need to hunt on a daily basis as well. We've got all the...
Yes, you do. You can absolutely have gone hunting. So, do we want to roll to see if you've been successful? This is more likely to be...
I mean, I'm going to use my tracking, but I'm also going to apply it to just in case there have been people out in the woods
Sure.
as well, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I'd also take a stealth roll from you if we can. That's in dexterity if you don't have the focus. Okay.
Stealth 14, tracking 12.
Yeah, I mean, you are still only level 3, As long as we get the above 11, you've passed. Tracking, I mean, you get a couple things. This close to the city has not been easy hunting for you, so you know that you're likely to get better catches a little further in once you guys have been traveling for a bit. But you do manage to catch a couple things, maybe a rabbit here or there, something relatively small, but it'll do. It'll service.
Can I try and find like berries, nuts?
I haven't
fruit?
finished with the rolls. There's 2 rolls there. Give me a sec.
Sorry.
Hey, can I? No,
I didn't realize that. I'm so
It's okay.
sorry.
You're quiet when you do it, and what I'll say to kind of honor the 2 stun points with your stealth, to wrap them together as like a combined skill check there. You're not seeing many signs of implications that a larger group have been through here recently in terms of scuffs or breaks or things being moved in any way. But you do see a couple of the telltale signs that this appears to be one of the routes that the Dalish would take, because they very rarely take human roads if they can help it. That's why they build their Aravel very specifically, essentially with suspension is what they have, because they glide across the thing like ships, which is suspension. And the way that they build the wheels of the Aravel is that they glide so that it's not a rugged or rough journey through a forest. So you see a couple of the usual markers that would be left about this being a route, certainly. Not one that appears to have been travelled recently. You can't see anything that would suggest that.
don't think Iran's too bothered on day one. I
Yeah.
think she feels like they wouldn't really stop this early and
No.
stuff. It was just sort of like just to keep them safe and make sure.
Yeah,
So yeah, she's kind of fine.
sure. So you come back with some bounty. You guys will have some eating. Okay. Sorry, Phelan. Were you doing something before we
I'm
get
sorry.
traveling? It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's blackberry
Just
all in
wanted to
his
get
mouth.
some nuts and berries. And all.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get that. But scavenging for that sort of thing is fairly easy to do. So you can have gathered a few things. It's not necessarily something that has to require a skill roll for it necessarily.
Cool, because I don't have anything in the sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So with a little bit of gathering and potentially finding a route, which direction are we traveling, everyone?
Road,
Everyone just
I
looks
think.
at Kana.
We're taking the road. Taking the road.
Okay. It's not picking up your audio, Torin.
Pick up my audio, please.
You don't gotta
Kana-
punch me if you want. If you have a different opinion, you can just let me know.
No. Oriana went crazy. No. Do you think with Rainy with them, like, does Rainy like anything specific out in the wild? Like, does she like build little towers with rocks or something? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, not that I can think of. I mean, she likes to play in mud and wander off. I mean, they might have some trouble keeping her on the trail. She's
okay.
very I mean, she sees something exciting, she's gonna go after it unless someone stops her. I don't know. She doesn't really like. No, I wish she built like shrines and wrote "Hell, Rainy was here" in rocks, but I can't really think of anything like that, unfortunately.
Okay. I was thinking if she like, makes like I don't know, little stick dolls or something, we might, find them along the way, but we'll keep a lookout while we go.
Okay. Yeah. No, she's. I mean, she likes art. She likes helping me out in the forge, but I think that's more to hang out with me than
Yeah.
I don't see her crafting a lot on her own. I mean, she does like to draw, like with paints and stuff, but not really much of a crafter.
Okay. We'll see if we find anything. That's just, decidedly 10 years old and not adventure man, Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye out.
Yeah. Good thought. Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming you're 10. I mean, I don't know. Maybe your 10-year-old daughter like is a well-trained adventurer and way better at hiding her tracks than all the other men she's with. I don't know. Could be possible.
Yeah, probably. I mean, she's got my genes, so she's pretty sophisticated.
She's leading them. That's what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
So yes, Oriana is going to try to keep an eye out for, what a 10-year-old would do when they're bored and traveling with a bunch of people, like maybe doodles in the mud or something, or rocks or something. I don't know. Yeah.
It makes sense. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh no. I am scared.
No, I'm good. I'm good. The camera.
Gotta love
Okay.
the background function. Anyway.
Yeah. The background was just.
Oh no. So we're traveling
So while the storyteller's
together.
dying,
Yeah,
Listen, it's been a very
we'll
long
take over.
day.
It's fine.
It's
So
been
we find
too long of a
my
day.
daughter. And
Yeah.
We win!
Balls, we
We're
win Dragon Age.
We win Dragon Age.
all level 17 now.
Now for the epilogue with Morgan. No. So yeah. we're traveling on the road, not through the forest paths, so we know that we're on an official track of a sorts. It's still not the best. You've been on better roads. It is gonna take a little while. It won't take a full day to get to Sundermount, you know that much. It seems that you have a couple options. There is the way it would naturally happen when you're approaching a mountain of this size. You can take right or left, and then there's one that appears to be a slightly less traveled road that is going almost like directly to Sundermount itself. Not too many people go on there for climbing. It's not like, you know, we have now where people want to go and I want to walk all the Monroes and do some hiking. You know, that is not necessarily everybody's priority in this area at this time in history.
Wait, but they do have blue, yellow, and red tracks, right? We're not going to get lost, right?
Don't trigger me, Sakaya. That damn yellow track. Maybe they do. Maybe they do have a yellow track. You see some ribbons tied to a tree. Left, right, and straight on. Now, you have a few options. We can be just trying to track and keep walking until we eventually find the group. Hopefully. One thing that you guys did discuss as a group, floated as an idea, and a couple NPCs did suggest it as well, is perhaps going and trying to approach the Dalish clan that we know is camped out at the foot of Sundermount to try and get some information, because apparently that couple that you met in Kirkwall had crossed paths with them in that area. So are we heading towards the mountain and the camp, or are we heading right, presumably, because you know that that is sort of the general direction, that easterly side of this area, to try and track the group?
I was going to have a brief convo with Phelan about that. What side of the forest was I in when I saw the Arvel tracks? Like with that, because it might indicate which side of the mountain they were going. If that makes sense.
It seemed to be curving. If you're coming from Kirkwall, curving to the west, curving to the left, but curving up the way. So the direction seemed to be either swinging up eventually to get towards Sundermount or swinging down towards the coast, in an effort that looked like it was not going to be getting any closer to Kirkwall itself. But feel free to have a conversation about that. You may want to figure out some information from Phelan if you know that it is a Dalish camp that you're approaching.
I think Aranon's like loading the meager little catch onto the wagon, and she spots, you know, the foraging that you've done. Hey, that's a good haul. We used to use those ones for dyeing.
So you use them when you were dying?
Mm-hmm. No, to make a purple dye.
Oh, that makes more sense. Misunderstood you. Yeah.
Using forage for dyeing, yes, I know how to do that.
I just figured we'd have on-road snacks.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Look, lovely. You did kind of better than me. It's quiet out there. I did see something though. I saw signs maybe of that Dalish clan. I saw some Arvel tracks kind of cutting to the west up past Sundermount.
Yes, there's the Dalish clan at the food at the Sundermount. Hey, storyteller, can you remind me of the clan leader's name that you told me?
Marathari.
Marathari.
And it is the Sabri clan.
The Sabri clan. Okay.
You've encountered them before.
Yeah.
They're not
Do they have any hot chefs?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
I was like, 8 when I met them, so no. They're I've met the clan before. Marthari is apparently still their leader. She's an older woman. She's a little strict, but you know.
Do you think they would help us? I feel like we should perhaps
Um,
cut to the west and.
I think they might help me. But they're not very.
I will say, given where they travel and that they're in the Brazilian forest a lot, Irana, you probably know of them, the Sabri clan. The ones who pull down into that area, you encounter sometimes on your travels, and they certainly, being as close to it as they are, have some familiarity with those who live in the Kakari Wilds.
They apparently they're even more closed off now, which is normal. Something must have happened, and they. Well, I decided not to trade much with outsiders, but I can help.
I feel we can make the right impression. I mean, my people stay pretty closed off. I've had good dealings with the elves in the past.
Yeah.
We could run it past Kanara and Oriana, see what they think.
Okay. Happy to help wherever I can. I just want to make sure we get Rainy back.
I'll kind of like nudge you. Come on, let's go and see the others then, see what they think.
Okay. Do you want some berries?
Yeah, hell yeah.
These are my favorites. It's gonna go on a little rant.
Use them for dyeing.
Use it for dyeing. They're poison. Anyway. Hey guys, I got nuts and berries.
Nice.
Do you want some? They're not poisonous.
I would assume so, yeah.
Is Phelan trying to kill us? I'm just kidding.
No, I said they're not poisonous.
Okay. No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
I love putting nuts in my mouth. Sorry. Sorry.
We wouldn't be in the situation if you
Yeah,
did.
right. Well, there's Dick the Dare. I don't know what.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, if she just stuck to that, we might be fine. But
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
honestly.
Okay.
Is there something
Phelan
you
didn't say
needed?
that.
Yeah.
Oh. Phelan didn't say that. I did say that.
so the elves may be nearby.
Yeah.
then-
there's
Oh
a
yeah.
plan
Yeah.
that's nearby.
I found tracks.
Oh.
They might know if they. I mean, they probably would have been aware of a large group of non-elves going
yeah, I
around them
bet.
just for safety reasons.
Yeah. Especially with
Yeah.
how on guard they're supposed to be right now. They
Because
probably-
that couple said that they encountered them at that area, so they said that they did pass through and go and speak with the clan. So they confirmed that for you.
The big group, or just
The big group, yeah,
The-
because that
yeah.
couple had encountered
Yeah.
the big group and spoke with
but,
them.
This lady that we met,
Huh.
she said that they had spoken to the clan, so I think we should check in.
I agree. I think they're our only source of news in the area. I think it's worth checking.
And yeah,
Okay.
and I can help. I can introduce you guys if you need.
Yeah. Might be nice for you too, just to, chat with them, get, a little touch of home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If we are just heading on the road. You reckon you'll be able to get up to the foot of this mountain certainly before nightfall. I mean, evening will be starting to set in a little. You can travel. You are going to have to go off this track to a smaller one that is still there. You know, when you can tell that an area has, say, that deer, and perhaps walking, a couple people might walk here, that there's some treading. But if you're careful with Jessica and Humperdinck, Hooperducky, you guys will be able to travel in here okay. It won't take very long, especially for the very observant among you. So are my scouts still walking on ahead?
Yeah.
How...
I mean, Oriana had planned to. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to describe to me, I mean, not for rolling purposes, but just describe to me the sort of approach that you each take in terms of walking through places that are a little wilder, and taking into account that you have a group rather than being on your own, which the pair of you tends to be. What sort of approach are we taking here, guys?
Oriana, number one, is primarily looking down, and I think kind of just holding out hope that she sees signs of a little 10-year-old girl, bumbling around and breaking things. But primarily, is there anything that's going to be in the way of the carts, especially because that's our food and supplies. We really need that. And so if there's any branches or any like overgrowth that's too big, making sure to pull that back or break it if she has to. Try not to, but ensure that, and then that the roads not necessarily flat enough, but that it's smooth enough to get the cart wheels over it as much as possible. And whenever we might need to like pick it up or something.
Yeah. What about Aranan? How are you approaching this?
Aranan has shed her flowy skirts for once, and she's got sort of dark leggings on, just to help blend in a little bit more and for ease of movement. She's still barefoot. And I think she'd go maybe a little bit further ahead of you, Oriana, if you're doing sort of more track maintenance kind of stuff and affecting the track whilst looking for things. She'll be not too far, like within sight. We'll kind of like probably stop every now and then, and we'll just have like little catch-up chats, and then she'll go ahead again. But she'll be literally tracking for signs of any activity on the road, like solely focused on that, I think.
Both of us are very much eyes on the ground then. Okay.
I mean, I think the way she tracks is kind of like ears to the forest, eyes to the ground kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just a nice opportunity. We're not in the wilderness often to just see if our camera is looking at you guys, what you guys do when you're out here. This is your favorite terrain after all. It's... I'll allow you both to roll a perception roll for me here. Because something that typically would be very difficult, I am not going to withhold from you, because there is a chance you might be doing very well in keeping your
tracking
senses open.
Around.
It's more perception, it's not tracking here.
Okay.
Oriana just throws herself off the canyon, just full on yeet.
Listen,
it's like run. Yep.
I'll be honest. I mean, Aranan is kind of like she's very focused on the task, but she is enjoying herself as well. She's kind of like nature watching and looking out for birds and interesting vegetation.
Yeah. Aranan, I'll say that you notice it because this would have been a difficult thing to achieve, because they're very good at what they do. So you may notice, but literally as it is too late, so to speak, there's a call out to you all in an effort to make you halt. You'll spot it just as that call comes in and realize that there are, at the moment you can spot 2, but those of you who know the Dalish know that there may be more. There are people with bows trained upon you.
they've called to me to halt because I'm further ahead, or to the main
Everyone.
party?
Yeah.
But how far
So
away?
further
are
back,
those?
well, there's, like I say, there may be more in the forest. Dalish are very good at this. This is kind of what they do, and if they know that there's a group, they may have been watching you for a while. Before you
We're
get a little
dangerous.
too close to the clan, there are a couple that are calling to you specifically to halt Iranin. But there are eyes on each of you. So you have a moment around where you are at the head of this group. You'll be aware of where your party are. I'm assuming you guys want to be at least a little in eye range in case something happened to one or both. But you are ahead and you have a moment where you can see to by looking possibly one male, one female. They're very well camouflaged against the wilderness because they tend to wear colors that allow for that. It makes it easier for them to do what they have done. And you'd be familiar with this practice as well. They're often very it's defensive more than offensive of people getting a little too close.
I think the first thing that she does is kind of like hold a hand out behind her to Oriana to like acknowledge the fact that she's sure she would have heard the shout as well. And then she's had interactions with the Dalish before. I'm sure she knows kind of like the right signs of peace to make. You know, I think she'll hold her longbow that she's got kind of like arm's length and kind of like slowly and showing them. She'll sort of like take the quiver off her shoulder and just drop that on the ground in front of her so they can see she's sort of like de-arrowed.
Why are you approaching, Shem?
We're trying to find a girl, a young girl, 10 years old. She's been taken.
We don't take girls.
No, not you. Humans. It's a dwarven child. It's the daughter of my friend back in this. And I kind of like point to the cars that are approaching some distance.
This guy who's speaking to you, his eyes don't leave you as you do that because he is trusting that the people around him are doing that instead. His eyes are very much firmly on you. Still has his bow up, but he's not. Again, you may not feel immediately in danger right now. I'm not going to put that emotion into your head. You can decide how you feel in this moment, but I feel like you know enough that just some social, careful.
Yeah,
dancing
Ranan
may
tends to
help
get
you
that
here.
kind of adrenaline thrill type thing when she's scared. So she kind of like she knows, she understands the danger of the situation, but she's so used to kind of like talking her way out of any problem that she's not fully expecting anything to kind of go southward. But she's, you know, like keeping her bow like at arm's length. She's not got her arrows, and she's kind of like showing she's completely peaceful. I'm Iranan Blackhawk. I'm from the Kukari Wilds. I've had dealings with, I think maybe even your tribe before.
He gives you an appraising kind of look. What are you doing so far north?
As I say, we want to try and get my friend's daughter back. We're not meaning any trouble. We're not trying to trespass. We have a Dalish member with us. Do you know? Because did you actually tell me, Phelan, that you know this tribe specifically? You did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you know the name of Phelan? Not like
Yeah.
you're Dalish, do you know?
Yeah. He raises an eyebrow that appears to give that impression of like, what are you implying? I know a few by that name.
It's a very common name.
What's
Phelan, you'll become aware as you kind of look around because you'd have more awareness of what you're looking for. But by this point, you'll all be aware that there are a few people who are they're at a far enough distance away that you can see why you wouldn't have noticed it right away. They were being very quiet, but there are people who all are trained upon you guys.
Yeah.
Not
Phelan's
moving in
looking
closer.
Around. Yeah, Phelan's looking around trying to see if he can spot them.
You're like, I know this tactic. They're just doing that
he's
thing where you
eating
get a
a
little too
berry,
close
so-
to the home people and they're just like, that's far enough,
Yeah.
strangers.
Oh, I know this. Yeah.
Romy, it comes more under cunning, I think, to see if you can jog your memory and have a recollection about who some of these people are.
Who? Me?
Yes.
Okay. I have one historical lore, maybe? No. Probably not.
Yeah, it's not really lore necessarily. It is just a mental recall in a way.
11.
I'd say there's maybe one that you recognize the face of. You don't remember what his name is.
Shit, I know that guy. Shit, what's his
But yeah.
name?
Because it's like, you know, when you're like, I go into that town sometimes and I do shopping there and I have family members there, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily know every single person with familiarity necessarily.
Yeah, he's just gonna wave at them. Casually eating berries and nuts. What is happening?
The one in front seems to be taking charge of the communicating the intentions of the group and is still trained on you, Ronan. Well, we don't have any humans nor dwarf children in there right now.
We were hoping perhaps you had seen any sign of their passing, or which direction they'd gone, or where they may be camped.
So you're here for information only?
Yeah.
We're only here for information.
Makes
Can I just
face
like
that you were running.
nudges Phelan forward, like small of the back, like just pushes him forward a little bit.
Oh, I didn't want to move. I didn't want them to shoot at me.
Yeah. While you guys are having that, he's gonna look at you, Ronan, for a second, and then give another quirk of the eyebrow. If you're from the Kokari Wilds, you know the folks that live there, then?
I do.
Do you know Asha Belinar?
Do I?
Well, you know you know of whom they speak. Enough to know that there are many names for this person. I have many names. Common one for you and yours is Flemeth. Asha Belinar is the name that the elves know her by. It is their term for her. So it's the Witch of the Wilds, who
but Aran can't claim to know her.
No, you don't know her personally.
Right.
You know that she that there is a Witch of the Wilds that lives in the
I think
Kakari
she
Wilds.
just say, of course. She was supposed to have dealings with our tribe, apparently, but it was a little bit before my time, I think.
Not met her personally either. We'll give you guys free passage that you're coming for information. No funny business.
Can I make a communication roll and see how I've come across to him?
Yeah, so you wanted to build a contact, Ronan.
Well, I mean, let's just see whether he likes me first.
Sure.
How's that?
Shit.
Oh.
That's where all the good rolls went.
Yeah, the way that he is speaking from general reads on body language and facial expressions, he seems very intrigued by you. Yeah.
I mean, I am leaning in. Oh, in fact, I should have probably put on the Irish accent, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of very much leaning now into my Kakari heritage.
Yeah. And it's enough that on the back of your conversation with him and what you're claiming to be here for and your answers is enough for him to be allowing your group free passage. For a group that you hear are have entered into a more defensive state of being recently. So favorable, yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'll pass your message on to the others. I'll
Right.
slowly sort of bend down and pick up my arrows.
Yeah.
Shoulder them.
We'll be keeping our eyes on you.
I trust it would.
And he makes with emotion, and the others all seem to relax their stance, drop their bows, and seem to just flitter off into the woods. They'll keep eyes.
I know that guy.
It's kind of like escorted, but not escorted, you know. But yeah, you're able to go back to the group, and then likely able to head in towards where the clan are.
Yeah, I basically pass on what happened.
Mm-hmm.
We should be fine. Just be respectful and be aware that there's always going to be eyes on us.
Fair enough. Thank you for getting us in.
He didn't remember you, Phelan. I'm just.
There's so many people with the name Phelan, I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, do you know a Paul? I know a few Pauls, yeah.
It's just
Oriana's
funny
the
to
only
me.
human. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny to me. You know, be respectful. Phelan's like,
So yeah, Oriana's the only human and has been very careful to keep the hood up and say not shit.
Yeah, I mean, Iran's still human.
Well,
she's
but,
just
like,
a
Clearly
clan
Ferelden.
of not,
Clearly not really
yeah.
Ferelden. Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So yes, Oriana's been very careful to be very quiet and say nothing. So.
Okay. All right. So you guys are able to carry on the path. Yes.
can you
Yes.
do me a favor and type the clan leader's name because I can't.
Yeah. Give me a second.
It's
Yeah.
Sorry. I knew.
Oh,
it
you're
was
gonna
with
do
an
it.
S.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna do it, but I'll let.
Oh,
That's fine,
thank
sir.
you.
It's fine. Marathari.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. So
Pull
you guys.
Oriana's hood up.
Yeah.
Just be on the safe side.
There you go, yeah. Okay, so you are able to follow along this path, and eventually you'll start to see the signs as you just kind of crest over a little mound, and they're tucked in, it seems like, some very old ruins that they're nestled against, and there is they do look like small boats with very large wooden wheels. A few that are more covered wagon style. The fabric appears to be red with Dalish designs on it for those who know what they're looking for. They've fully camped out, so there's tables out for certain things. There are people going about somewhat a daily business. There is a campfire at one side. There are a few children sitting around it. Because anytime you go to a Dalish clan, there has to be some old person prattling away at the stories with the little kids. It's just the way, because that is a convenient way for games to give you a chance to go and learn the lore by listening to this person prattle on. It's a gaming classic. So people are definitely turning and giving curious looks to the group that are arriving, because you are not they don't tend to expect visitors. What are we kind of looking for here, people? If you were to be entering, are we just going to go right into the heart of it and hope that somebody flags us down, or is there something specific that you were looking for and going towards?
Probably be looking a little to Phelan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Makes
still
sense.
happy to kind of like partake in the communication, but I figure we want to speak to someone who may have word of where Rainey's gang is.
We'll most likely want to speak to the keeper.
Do
If
you?
she doesn't know the information, she can at least probably tell us who might in the clan.
Yeah, the scouting party that stopped us didn't seem to have any idea, or were keeping it close to their chest. So
Yeah, well, they probably won't just say it to anyone, or maybe
Mhm.
it might have been a different scouting party at that moment. I mean, they do have like tend to be like one head of the hunt sometimes, so they might have multiples, depending on the different ships.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Sorry. But yeah, we could probably either if some of the older huntsmen or the keeper. Um, I know the keep. Well, I don't know her, but familiar with her.
Are you gonna have a little bit of a look around, Phelan?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of a look around.
So you know, generally what a keeper's area looks like, what their tent tends to look like, and there's maybe a moment the closer in that you get that there's a couple things I think probably crossing your mind, a few things emotionally. One thing that you haven't noticed yet as you approached is any hala. Which is unusual. Well, they might not just be roaming around. They tend to have an area that they'll keep them in, and they don't tend to. They're not beasts of burden to your people. They live with, and they help guide. So they will be the ones who
Yeah.
know the path and they follow the hala. You're not seeing any areas where they're being contained, because perhaps that's one site that really would have brought a little
Yeah.
sad smile. You're not seeing it. Their heraldry for the Sabre clan is like a hala head with the winding horns up the side of it. But you will, perhaps just as that thought crosses your mind, you clock eyes with an older looking woman, well dressed with keeper's robes. Her Valisline is more golden in color. And she is, it seems like she was speaking to a couple of people, but on the approach of interesting visitors, she has stopped what she is doing and is now clocking eyes with your group. So as you're like, that must be look at me.
I think he will lock eyes with her in like that very like may I approach.
Yeah. She nods ahead a little bit and seems to beckon you over.
He'll walk over. And they're not the shunkeeper.
Andranata Shandalin. Your face is familiar to me.
Oh, I've met with your clan before in our gatherings. I was part of the Ashenari clan, and then later on the what did I write? Gisharel clan.
Ah. Yeah, that would be where I know you from.
Yes.
Are you well? And there's that hesitance in her voice of like, if you're here on your own, there's a couple reasons why that might be. It is not assumed because she would know of you and certainly your family. While she maybe didn't come and speak to you personally, she would be familiar with the keeper and the first and the seconds of a clan. Implying she would know you were a mage.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been well. And last I heard, the Gistral clan were doing well as well. they are alive and thriving.
Good, good. We'll talk in a moment, but strange company you're
Yes.
keeping.
Yes, these are my friends. I've left for reasons my previous clan. But we are just here. We're looking for a group of of well, it's a mix of humans, dwarves, from Kirkwall, who've been traveling these paths. We were told that you may have come across them. They're about 10 people. They have a small child with them, and her mother is my friend, and we're looking for her. Dwarven child, about 10.
Her eyes look to you, Kana, as he's speaking. I see. Why don't you all come and sit, and we will discuss this further.
Phelan will turn around and yeah. We would appreciate your help, Keeper.
I give Kanar kind of a reassuring back rub as we approach.
This is Kana, the girl's mother, Aranan, and Oriana.
And Rana Tushan, everyone.
Oriana just very quietly is like just a teeniest little
And also
bounce,
with
says
you.
nothing. yeah, like just not even gonna try it. Because the thing is, she's met Dalish word, her mom knows them, but she doesn't. So she's just kind of like, nope, I'm just gonna quietly say thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Well, for what it's worth. She'll take a seat and encourage you all to sit. There is a couple of stools that are outside of her tent. She doesn't take you inside. But at least this is beyond a little sort of shelter curtain for a small bit of privacy. So you've all travelled here from Kirkwall, was it? Or further?
Most recently.
Down in Ferelden before that.
Near the Brazilian forest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a long few weeks.
It's quite a trek. We've just not long done it ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to go a slightly longer route than you would have. Did you go by ship?
Yes. I'm not entirely sure what routes your clan takes, but I'd avoid the south for now.
We are quite aware of that.
They said they did that route. Is that right? I was about to ask them, did they have any trouble with the Dark Ones?
Roll me a communication roll. Persuasion if you have it.
No, she's got forms of persuasion, but not.
I don't think
No.
that
Oh
form
my,
would work on
Arana,
this woman. I mean,
goodness.
yeah.
Wow,
I mean,
that is
I don't know.
bad fucking roll for Aaron.
And you still almost passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great. There is a slightly dark expression on her face. We're familiar with the troubles that the South is having, yes. But I shan't speak more on that.
Fair enough.
So you've come all this way to look for your child?
Yeah, she was supposed to be with my family in Kirkwall, and her father thought brought her along on an expedition without consulting anyone wise enough to say that was. Anyways, I'm here to find her.
Many young ones can survive on these roads, you know.
Yeah. I don't doubt that. She just hasn't been trained on how to do that. She's lived in a small village all her life. She's brilliant and has the heart to survive just about anything, but they're looking into some dangerous stuff, and I'd just as soon not have her doing that.
What is it you know of the dangerous things they are looking for?
Do you know about the deep roads?
Aye, where the stone children live.
Right. Well, they've been sent on a task to try to find an entrance to one that hasn't been blocked off. And
The observant among
Yeah.
you note that she does not seem surprised by this information. So you have come here to look for information from us?
if you have any idea where they've gone, I understand they've crossed paths with you.
Aye, they have.
No, sorry.
Carry on.
If you know what direction they headed, how long ago, how fast they're moving, literally anything that can help our search.
I would ask you answer one question before I do. What do you make of the competency of the group that have gone that way?
Well, I only know one of them personally, and he can be a bit of a fool. I don't know rightly, but given the circumstances under which they were hired, I would imagine they were probably a desperate group rather than a extremely competent one, were I to place a guess. But like I said, I can't rightly, it's not an informed decision.
I have the information that you need. I would ask if you all would be willing to do a favour in kind in return for this.
I would.
I had asked it of this group, but I do feel doubtful of their ability to fulfill that task, and it is important to me.
Can I ask, what did they ask for in return?
Our knowledge and wisdom of the local area to find what they were looking for.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Similar to yourselves.
So you know of a whereabouts, an entrance to the deep roads?
I know where one is supposed to be, yes.
And you withheld this from them until they complete your task?
No, I gave it to them with the understanding they would complete this task in doing so. We have had scouts that went to that area that have not yet returned to us, and they really should have by now. I had asked that they keep their eyes out, and if they could secure their passage back here once they completed their mission. As far as I could make out from what they were saying, they were simply looking for this and not intending to go in, therefore returning back to that city when they were done. But I am doubtful of their ability to fulfill that promise. So my
Seem-
ask for you is simply the same.
Has
That
it
you look
been-
for, and if you can, help return them. Even if it means it is just bodies you are returning.
How
How long
many?
are-
Did you- Sorry.
We all have questions.
We all have questions.
Yeah.
This campfire at sycamore wood. There's like a delay on it.
How long has it been since they stopped by your camp?
This group,
Mhm.
it's been a couple of days.
Is the area far from here? Should
No.
they have returned by now?
Possibly. I suppose it depends on what they are doing. It is maybe another day's travel. Directly east from here.
Your scouts, were they likely to actually go in to this entrance and scout further? What was their mission, I suppose?
The details of it I'm not comfortable sharing with strangers as
Sure.
to their why, but there is a chance they may have at least gotten curious. It was claimed they were only going on, as our scouts often do, ensuring security, hunting for the tribe. But sometimes the young are a little foolish in their eagerness to achieve things.
How many are there? Can we know their names, and if they are alive, what can we say so they won't try to shoot us?
Well,
I can help with that.
speaking in Elven might help, but simply stating that using my name would help. That Marathari is looking for them, that they need to return. But as he states, there are ways that we of the people will communicate with one another.
Okay. Is there two of them? Or
There are three:
three? Okay.
Shani, Lois, and Milo. Phelan, you recognize the names Shani and Milo. They are probably of about ages with you. The last you'd kind of been with their clan, it was maybe at a time where you all had not quite fully stepped into and got comfortable with your role within the people. You were young enough where you were certainly training and hoping to feel very grown up and starting to, have a purpose, but just before those expectations were fully on your heads, they were both keen sorts, eager. Milo especially liked to kind of prove himself. He would do certain things to. You got the impression, because you're quite an insightful thing, really, deep down.
I try to be.
Yeah. What some saw as showing off and bravado, you knew it was just a desire to feel appreciated and for people to see that he had worth. But a lot of people would accuse him of being a bit of a show off. Yeah.
Shani and Milo are out there.
Yes.
Okay. Not going to lie, Milo might have gotten curious from what I remember of him. But you have my word that we will give them safe passage back. We will find them.
Thank you. As I say, directly east from here. And it is less than a day's travel, so it will be difficult to miss. And a group of that size, and I don't know that they're necessarily the most subtle of people. I'm
No.
sure you'll hear them.
Oriana's gonna tap Kanaw's shoulder and just let's get out the map and maybe we can just confirm where
Oh,
we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also points out to Marithari, because she was so generous with her information, the 3 spots that Bertrand had given us. Like, you may know about these, but their slimy employer marked these for us as well, just as places to look out for.
She looks them over. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That may be of interest. You're looking for here, and she will mark. I mean, it is pretty exact where she marks. It's not terribly far from one of the dots that Bartrand put down. It is not exactly where he put down. It is slightly north of that. So it shows that whatever information he had was perhaps accurate, just not exact. In that area. It seems somewhat like a natural gorge. You have to move further into that area before the entrance reveals itself.
Thank you, Keeper.
I trust you will stay to your word.
Of
And she
course.
gives you it's one of those smiles that is it's small, it's tight, it's reserved, but from a woman like Marithari, it's affectionate.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Always.
Did you happen to see my daughter when that group passed through?
Aye, I did.
Is she doing okay?
Yes, she seemed to be. She was very excited.
Sounds right.
They had there's a couple of hounds with them, and she was playing with them.
Hope she didn't cause no trouble. She can be a handful.
It is perhaps thanks to her that our scouts were less aggressive in avoiding them coming any closer. We are not keen on outsiders being too close to us for protection, of course, but we would never bring harm to anywhere where there is a child. Not if it can be helped. But she was in high spirits and asked an awful lot of questions about the Valisleen of one of our scouts.
Yep, that's my kid. Thank you.
I do wish you luck in that task. If they are going looking for something dangerous, it's no place for a child. That's not to say that children can't survive just fine out in the wilderness. And her head naturally, she's not indicating to you, but her head will naturally lean in the direction of that little campfire with all the kids being told a story that a lot of them maybe don't want to hear right now.
Well, at least for me, I think that's when you have responsible people looking out for them.
Now,
Um,
I am not one for informing you on how to do your tasks, but night has fallen. If you are going to travel through the night, that is your call, but if you need it, you may take shelter at the side of our camp.
Kana, what do you want to do? I think we're all willing to go if you want.
I think we can rest. I don't want Jessica to twist an ankle trying to push through the night, and it's very kind of you to offer us a safe place. Safest place we're gonna get out here, you know.
Phelan's just nodding.
I'm anxious to get after them, but I'd rather get there in one piece than not at all.
Well,
Makes sense.
you are welcome, as you are not all strangers to us. And her eyes actually don't just rest on you, Phelan. It's on Uranan as well.
Polite smile.
Well, I do have some things I need to see to before the evening meal is served, but I will be sure to bid you a safe journey tomorrow.
Thank you, Keeper.
And she'll stand to kind of move out with you in an encouraging movement out of this space. And we'll sort of indicate one of the side parts. It's not like you have to be outside of their little encampment, but it has given you a designated area that will be yours to set up for the evening.
Oh, hell yeah, this is a very good tree.
This is a very good tree. That's a perfect spot, everybody, I think, for us to go to break. Hell yeah, that's a really good tree.
It's a really good tree.
Haha, classic Phelan. We're gonna go on break for about 10 minutes, everybody, to hydrate and stretch our leggies. We will see you back in 10 minutes. Please do stick around for that. Bye, everyone. Hi, everybody. We were having hot goss during the break time and discussing our favorite games because me and Torin are agreed. Dragon Age 2 is one of the best for stories and companions. I don't know if any of you guys out there play it and if you have strong feelings one way or the other, but like, they are all perfection and I love them all. And you don't have to deal with Ogren. Anyway, how are y'all? We are back at it again. We are in a Dalish camp. We have managed to make it here. We have had discussions with Keeper Marathari, who kept quite a few cards close to her chest because that's just how she rolls. But she has agreed to give them the direct location to where they need to go. She has told them that she has encountered those people, gave some information about Rainey as well. And in return, she has asked, there were scouts of hers, 3 of them, 2 of whom Phelan knows. They went off into that area a while back and they had not seen them for a while. She is concerned for their safety and has asked if they see them to return them, even if it is just the bodies. And then they've been given a place to camp out for the night. So what I will say is that we kind of pan into you guys, probably dropping off your stuff, taking the carts off of your horses, and a horse and a donkey, getting them offloaded, setting out your things so that you don't have to do it much later. You now have the evening and into the night to yourselves. Are you likely to keep together as a group and have little discussions amongst yourselves? Will you go wandering into the clan? Are you going to go and try and get one of the hot meals? They have one of those nice big pots full of
I thought you said hot males, and I'm like, what is this?
Any hot meals? It is a daily chocolate. Listen, we know that there's probably going to be hot males and females and everyone in between. But
hot males in your area?
Be that as it
already
may,
have Phelan.
hot elves in your area.
I'll say, and it is Dragon Age, so
yeah, canonically they are very pretty. So you have the opportunity to go and partake of their meal. They have a big pot, which I am going to say is something that is a Northeast Scottish thing that is one of the best types of, it's not really a stew, it's not really a soup, it's a little in between. It's called Cullen Skink. And it is smoked fish and potatoes and sometimes leeks in it. And it's very creamy, but it is the heartiest, most filling thing ever.
That's what's Phelan's eating. It's been so long since he's had it.
Yeah. So when the Dalish manage to get close enough to do a little bit of fishing, they will put together good old Colin Skink. Which sounds like a very exciting, interesting name, but it's just because where it's from the town called Cullen. So there's a bit of that. There's maybe a little bit of trading. There's speaking to people. There's having a little dance. What are we doing, everyone?
Do you guys want some food? It's really good.
Smells great.
I don't think I should go over there. Not
Why?
gonna lie. Like pulls the hood back and like, you know, I don't really think they want to talk to me.
Why?
Really, Phelan? Really?
You were invited to stay in the camp. It means you're all right. If they didn't want you here, you would know.
It'll be okay, Phelan. I can wait here. Thank you.
Okay.
Want me to grab you a bowl?
I mean, honestly, I was enjoying your mom's stuff. It's really good, but it does smell amazing over there. So, if they don't mind, yeah. But I will politely make myself scarce.
Huh?
I'm gonna stay with you.
Okay.
I need to cook up what we caught today because otherwise it'll rot or attract predators. So bring me a bowl, Kanar, please, because it smells amazing. But I need to cook ours up anyway. Turn it into trail rations.
Now I'm carrying 3 bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can help you.
Phelan
I got
does
2
canonically have 2 hands.
hands.
Yeah, I was like,
Hands.
in season 1, we have established that Phelan has 2 hands.
Yeah.
He has
An adult
2
male
hands.
with 2 hands. Yeah.
Damn.
Sometimes
It's
baby
true,
girl's
it's
an
true.
adult male elf.
Yeah.
Go
The
look it up if
hot
you don't
male
believe.
elves are the ones we became along the way.
Hot male elves in your area.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
so we're going to
Male
get
elves
some
with 2
Colin
hands.
Skink. Oh, Dragon Age. Yes, you guys can head over and kind of wait your turn. There's a few people who are eagerly waiting. You can see there is a kid of maybe like 13 who is standing with their bowl waiting and is doing like an excited hoppy foot to foot waiting for the food.
It's Freya on the bin.
Yeah.
I like to
yes, my
think-
cat Freya on the bin.
I
I'm
like to
doing my
think-
bin dance. Sorry.
It's not the full hoppy, but Phelan's kind of like in tandem with him.
Yeah.
Like kind of like up and down a little bit.
Kind of turns around and spots you. Is just gonna speak to you, Phelan, assuming you're one of the clan, and then like realizes that she doesn't know you. Oh,
Hi,
hi.
I'm Phelan.
I'm Anna.
Nice to meet you.
It's like now just looking at Kana while you're speaking.
That's Kana.
I'm Kenna. That's close
Hi, Kana.
to Anna.
It is. Our names kind of sound the same, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
How's
know
it
that
going?
there were other people in the clan. It just took me by surprise.
It's all right.
I'm excited for the food. There's crusty bread if you have to ask for
Oh.
it though, because they're not like it's not out on the table.
Yes. I haven't had this in a while, so I'm really excited too.
Why are you guys here? Sorry, that sounds rude. Why are you guys here?
We're looking for someone.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
stopped for
your
food.
keeper was.
Oh, like
we
you
got
said.
invited to stay the night. It's
Oh,
dark.
that makes sense.
y-
Oh,
So
yeah. Who are you looking for?
It's the
my
Kana.
daughter, she's around your height and age, I presume.
I'm 13.
Um, Wow.
Yep.
You're ancient. Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I can't believe I thought you were a child. I'm sorry, Miss Adult Anna over here.
I am training for my trade, so I'm not far off.
What's your trade?
Wow.
Well, I'm learning how to fletch arrows. I'm going to
Mm.
be a fletcher, I guess.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
Crafter.
I'm pretty good at it now.
Oh, maybe we should
Yeah,
buy
I
some of
bet.
your arrows.
So, yeah, I'll sell you arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad is a master huntsman.
A master huntsman.
Mhm.
Awesome. With what
Yeah.
clan? With a
We should
clan?
all-
With a...
With a clan.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I wasn't sure if...
With the Gisharal clan.
Oh.
Mhm.
Are you here? Are you marrying into a clan?
No.
You can see, like, there's, like, probably about 8 other questions lining up, and she's filtering through them to see which one would
This is
not
most
upset or offend
important.
you.
You didn't ask me questions, it's fine. I ask some questions all the
Why
time.
are you not with your clan?
I left.
Why did you leave?
Too many mages.
Oh, yeah. We had someone do that once. Yeah. Oh, well, so you're looking for another one? I don't think we have room right now, but
No. I'm traveling with my friends here actually. I'm kind of exploring the world outside of the clan.
cool.
Yeah. Gathering
Are you-
information.
Why? Again, she's filtering her words to. You can tell that this is a child who clearly just asked very direct questions and has been repeatedly told, "You can't ask people that. That's offensive." You can't. So she's like,
What do you want to know?
"Why don't you have Valsine?
I
Because you look
left
like a
before I
grown up,
could-
and you're meant to."
Yeah.
Oh.
I left before I could get it.
Oh, you left before you were a grown up. That's rough, dude. Wow. Do you plan on getting some?
Maybe in the future if I.
Do you feel grown up enough for it now? Because you have to feel grown up enough for it. I was told that you
Yeah,
don't
I
have to get it
didn't-
until you feel ready.
Yeah, I didn't. I was a little bit grown when I left. I actually left like 6 months ago. So I was already grown, but I didn't feel
Wow.
like I
Grown up
was
enough?
grown up. Yeah,
Oh.
I feel like I had a lot more to learn.
Are you a little
So-
bit like you can't handle pain too much?
I know I can handle pain.
Oh.
Yeah,
So why didn't you get why? Okay.
it's a very complicated story.
Sure.
Yeah, I hadn't.
You can get some while you're here, like if you feel ready.
Yeah, I didn't really decide who I wanted my Valsing to be. So
Well, you were a mage, right? So you're a keeper, so I guess you I mean fair enough.
well, I was supposed
Mine's
to
is gonna be
a keeper.
Juning, because crafting.
Oh,
She
you know
actually
what?
does that.
Yeah. You know what? My stepfather has Juna Valesine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. He's
Nice.
a clan craftsman. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 It's kind of the best. It feels like the most chill.
Yeah.
Well, one of them anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
Some of them are a
is
little
it-
intense.
he's really chill. He's a really great person.
The chillest, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's really fun to be around.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So like if you ever meet the Kashiro clan, you can tell them Phelan sent you.
Sure.
They can teach you how to different ways of making arrows as well.
I'm already learning the best way to make arrows, though.
I mean, that's fair.
Maybe I could teach them how to make arrows.
You know what? That's true. Maybe you could teach them something.
Yeah.
New fresh eyes.
Yeah.
The youth.
Yeah.
I think you probably.
I'm trying to
could
think of
help
like creative ways to make arrows to like make them, a little more accurate.
them. Yeah. Have you tried to thought about like making arrows that with like things attached to them, like making explosive arrows?
That would make it less aerodynamic.
Yeah, but when you're making an explosive arrow,
But then it
aerodynamic.
would explode.
Yeah, the whole point of an explosive arrow is not necessarily to find the exact target, is to impact on an area and then clear that area.
Close enough.
I don't know that the way that we hunt is the sort that needs explosives.
Oh, they're not for hunting.
That feels more like a... And, like, she does this in Kana's direction.
I mean,
I don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
Not there are absolutely mining applications for explosive arrows.
Why would you need like if you're mining? I mean, an arrow in a tunnel feels a little. I mean, that's risky.
Well,
What if
if
it
you're clearing
bounces
out
off?
Arrows don't bounce. You should know that if you make them.
Pew, pew, pew.
Secondly, if you're clearing out a cave in, it can be dangerous to be too close. Because if it collapses, you're right, it's dangerous. You would rather not be right there. You know,
I guess.
few reasons. Yeah. Usually we try to avoid needing them, but sometimes it's just fun to blow stuff up. I'm not gonna lie.
See, like.
Yeah. No,
she
I
looks
know.
to Phelan like, you know, yeah. I mean, if we ever do trading with people who like to blow things up, I will definitely consider it.
Have you tried different arrow tips?
Yes.
Yeah. Which ones do you know?
She gives you like the, you know, like when you're around somebody that's like not even Gen Z, like Gen Alpha, and they give you like the look, like a doubtful. So and you as like an elder millennial are like, oh, I feel judged. What the hell?
You just
She's like,
replicate the look.
she
that
gives you a
she's
little
giving
look,
him.
and she's like, what arrow tips do you know?
I know some of them, but I don't know how to make them. I just know of them.
How many
Pointy.
types of arrow tip are there, Phelan?
I don't know. I'm wondering what she knows.
I'm not there. I wanted to know.
My favorite kind are the ones that are slightly serrated, because if you try and put that through someone's leg, it'll cause bleeding damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the one with the little hooks,
Yeah.
so that way you can't take it out, or if you do, it just rips
Mhm.
more of the shit off. But
Yeah.
if you really want,
Those are
I
fun to
actually
make.
really like, there's ones that are like crescent shaped. I don't remember what they were for, but they look.
Oh yeah. Those are also good at causing bleeding. I've made a lot of arrow tips, but not the whole arrow. So we had another guy for
Well, yeah,
that.
she's a blacksmith.
Oh.
It's true.
Remember this crusty bread. She just goes, because it's like her turn in the queue, and goes to get her bowl of
Bye.
soup and just scuttles off.
And one is Phelan's turn. Do you have crusty bread?
It gives you a look of like, you're not meant to know about the crusty bread, and has to be like, yes. Reaches into a bag and pulls some out for you.
Keep it a secret.
So you guys are able to get some bowls, and it is, I
Hey,
mean,
do you have crusty bread?
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I actually don't want any, but I do. I'm gonna carry some soup to my friend who was too shy to come over here.
Okay. So the two who were staying back at your camp, you're gonna become aware, just because of who the two of you are, and you're the very perceptive ones of the group, that around the back end of you, there's sort of like wooden poles with fabric creating sort of screens at various points, and you've tucked yourselves in against one of these screens. It's a bit of a windbreaker, if you will, and you can hear slight scuffling, maybe a bit of crunching, and the sound of two voices whispering when you're trying really hard to be very subtle and quiet, not realizing how perceptive the two people are on the other side of the screen.
Can I suggest a thing? Well, Iranan's very happy to finally have some, like, alone time with Oriana again, and she's been
Yes.
like getting her to help, skin and prep, and we're like cooking together. But I think we can both we keep looking at each other like we can hear this, and I don't know, like maybe it's a thing we've done before or whatever, but it's kind of like a look, and it's like I'm gonna carry on talking to Oriana as if she's next to me cooking while Oriana pillbugs around.
I did it to Aiden. I think we're gonna do it again. And I think before she leaves, there's a very mischievous look in her eye of just kind of like, we don't want to scare them necessarily, but we're gonna mess with a little bit, try to make them laugh, I think. And and Oriana, of course, doesn't have like her knives on her. She left them behind, but kind of like goes around and just like, when in cartoons when two people were talking, a third person's like, yeah, that's really weird, and like joins their little conversation. I think that's what she's gonna do.
There's a moment, and as you're approaching, you realize just how little these two people are, because like they're young. We're talking maybe 5 and 7, but they're like elven 5 and 7, so they're like really little tiny puppets. Yeah, because they are shorter than humans, and have like that sort of narrower, slighter frame typically. So these two little, it's a two little children whispering to one another.
I literally think
and like
Oriana's
one of them,
like
there's like a
army
little tear.
crawling.
Yeah, there's like a
Yeah.
tear in like a bit of the fabric, and one of them is like peeking through, like to see what these two people are doing. And as your arm, you
Like
come up
literally
the
on the
back of it,
ground, like a little
yeah.
wiggle in.
And a little one goes, "It's my turn. It's my turn."
Like,
Just if you could
but is it
close
my
enough.
turn?
And completely loses it, and like clings to the older
Oh
child. And the older child probably also got a fright at this, but has to like adjust and have a little bit of bravado to be the one that's like, well, I'm the older one, so I'm going to go and be like, hey, your turn for what?
Whatever we're doing. What are we doing?
Just telling stories.
Well, my name's Ariana. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
So the lady over there, and she like just like pill bugs up a little bit. Nothing scary, not like a lot. That's what I said would be.
The 5-year-old's nodding because she's like, yeah, the lady over
Yeah.
there. The 7-year-old is trying to pretend that what lady? A lady?
What lady? No. I think she'll kind of like wiggle up her little hand, thin hand up there, and be like, her name is Aranan, and she has great stories. If you want to hear.
Oh. Who is who are you?
Well, we are friends of Phelan and Kana, and we'll like wiggle point behind her over to the other two.
I don't know who they are.
Well, we're new. We just got to Kirkwall recently, and we're looking for her daughter. So your keeper was very kind to let us stay through the night to be safe.
We don't normally have
It's okay.
humans.
Yeah.
It's like they know that like their people would use the word Shemlin, and then they have
Yeah.
that moment of doubt of like, I don't know if that's offensive or not. So like tries to pull the word back in the mouth. Humans.
I
don't normally.
Yeah. I've actually met, well, I've seen your clan before. I don't really know them very well, but I think Shemlin is usually used in a bad way, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. But yeah, you're welcome to join us if you want.
If it's a bad word, don't tell that I used it.
I won't say anything.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't have to hide from us. But you don't have to join us either, okay?
We just wanted to see you up close.
Oh, she's so tempted to be like, nah, 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 nah. She won't do it.
Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle.
Yeah, no, don't scare
She
them. Yeah.
paints her face. Why does she paint her face? And they're whispering it to you, but you can actually hear it around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quietly whispering. Well, so she is from a different clan in the Kokari Wilds, and I think she would really like to tell you if you want to ask her.
Is she chasing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is.
Wow.
She's very nice.
My daddy's told me about the chasing before.
You could ask her, I don't know, like what you know and see if it's true. And I think Oriana's definitely like just turned into
Yeah.
like, so what you thinking about?
And the little one who pipes up, being like, it's my turn in the conversation.
Oh my god, I love this kid. All right, anyway.
Are you chastened?
No, I'm not.
Why?
I was born to a different area down south.
Where down south?
A little place called Penstow, and it's on the ocean.
On the ocean. Are you a mermaid?
Directly on it. And I think she like swiggles a little bit, like, yes. Oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm totally messing with this kid.
Did you
No.
change your legs?
I mean, I did come ashore, and I just couldn't get my fins back again.
That's sad. You can still swim without fin.
Yeah, it's just not as cool.
What colour was it?
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
They were blue.
False, completely false. Because of course it does.
So sorry.
Oh, Pikachu face. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and immediately scuttles off.
Oh. Well, if you want any stories, you can come back. I'm like quietly yelling, but yeah.
She's probably going to draw it.
Is it the 7-year-old now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yes.
acting all grown up. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably going to draw it.
Probably.
And like is about to be like, I'll come and listen to a story, and then realizes he's on his
That
own
she's
now with
alone.
2. Yeah, like.
Oriana will back up a little bit
Uh,
now that there's only one. No.
I'm gonna go get food.
Okay. It smells really good.
Thank you for talking. Are you actually a mermaid?
No,
Okay.
I'm not nearly that cool.
Mermaids are not real. Walks off. Like this. Feeling very sure of themselves.
Yeah. We'll get up out of the mud, or well, it's not mud, it's just dirt and dust, and wipe it off. And comes back laughing to Rhiannon. I just couldn't help it. Sorry. They
Sounded
were
very cute.
adorable. Yeah. I could be a mermaid. Never know. Anyway, they might come back. They were very interested in you.
I could have painted their faces for them.
I mean, I think they're going to go make drawings of us as mermaid. I don't know. They might be back. Yeah. Anyway. This is interesting. And I think Oriana's like a little awkward. Like that was a nice relief. A little relief of tension, but is not settled in this place. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think probably go back to the cooking. Maybe go to the supplies and like pull out a little bottle of spirits, sort of like turn to Oriana.
Thank goodness. Like she hasn't tipped. Like honestly, this whole venture she has not drank. But I think at this point she's like, ah, fuck it. Like my mom's fine. We're good. Like, thank you. You feeling okay after the ship?
Yeah, honestly, I'm good.
Good.
I kind of just, I want to find Rainier. I'm not happy by the idea that they could, but already be at the entrance by now.
Yeah. Well, clearly as Rainy is the only one with sense in that party. Hopefully she,
She's 10.
can at least tell when it's too far.
I don't think she's gonna be able to stop them.
No, oh no, I just meant at least she could get away. Hopefully.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I wanted to go tonight, but it is the smarter call to stay.
Yeah, it'll be too dangerous in the dark.
Yeah.
We need to try and pick up tracks, which I've failed so far to do. So
Yeah, I didn't see anything. It's unusual. But maybe tomorrow will be better.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Any more convo?
No.
No? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Then the other two can come over with the soup for everybody.
Thank you.
Food. Hi.
Yeah.
I got crusty bread. We can share it. Can't hear you around.
Mainly because I was whispering. I wasn't on mute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ran and tucks into it straight away.
Yeah.
Grabs a bowl.
Okay. It is delicious. It is hearty and creamy and kind of buttery, and the fish is smoked, which is real nice.
Having a religious experience.
Yeah.
Doing it again.
Yep.
Makes
But you're able to eat. Probably in quiet when you're eating a really good meal and everyone's just like, you know what? I'm tucking in. I don't want to pause this eating for conversation. You are going to see at some point there is a gathering of now, it looks like 4 or 5 of the younger children all like peering over something, and one of them's like pointing over at you guys and saying something, and there's like some gasps, laughter, and then running away. So you're certainly drawing some interest from the children.
Is that one little
Is it
5-year-old
talk of
with
the
them?
town?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I think if like there's any kind of water or anything like that, Oriana, if she sees her, is absolutely not messing with her, but just as like a fun inside little joke now, just like popping bubbles a little bit.
Yeah.
No. Mhm.
Excited face. Hides
Good.
again.
I was just staring at Oriana like,
The little one, she thinks I'm a mermaid.
I got no more questions.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They were, and I'm gonna tell them like they were sneaking glances and afraid to talk to us. So I pulled the same trick I did on Aiden.
Oh.
Yeah. I couldn't help it. They were
You told
very
Aiden
adorable.
You were a mermaid?
No. He was trying to learn to like scout, around the camp.
Oh,
if you
right, with the
remember.
sneaking. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
anyway.
Took me a second.
No. It could be very plausible that I told him I was a mermaid, but I did not. So just wanted to make him laugh a little bit. Show him we're not all scary Shemlins.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, the little 5-year-old comes up and like has a moment of looking very confident with themselves, hesitating slightly, and then looking very confident with themselves again, and comes up to you with a sheet of parchment and just hands it over to you.
Is that for us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I will absolutely like
I
marvel
drew
at it.
you. But I don't know what your hair looks like, so you have the hood.
Oh.
Are
Well,
you hiding like something fishy under there?
maybe. Maybe scaly.
Yeah, she's got gills.
What's gills?
Oh.
Fish used to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
But their mouth?
That
Sort of.
no, out of their gills.
Oh, can I
They're like
see?
little
What?
flaps.
Oh no.
Very
Okay.
That's a
self-conscious
very
about her
personal thing to
gills.
ask of somebody.
Well, and
Why?
I think. Oh no, Oriana's probably got like some scars. Not to get too depressing, but I think
Yeah.
she'll kind of just pull back her head, like just like sneaky, like.
Brown hair!
And-
I've got brown hair.
Yeah,
I'm not a
mine used to be
mermaid though.
longer, but yeah,
Mm.
and my gills have closed up a little bit because I've been on land.
Because you're not on the sea like your legs.
Yeah, don't need gills when you're on the land.
Hmm. Can you still swim?
Not as fast.
Just nods like, yes, that makes
This
sense.
poor child. I feel so
Yeah.
bad.
You know, there's werewolves in
No,
the forests.
that
Where?
sounds very scary.
How'd you know I was a werewolf?
You a werewolf? I will go
Nah,
tell.
I'm just messing with
We're
you.
not meant to. Okay.
No.
We're not meant
I had
to
a
be
dream
near
I was a werewolf once, though, but no.
Did you howl at the moon?
I
My
think I
dog
do, yeah.
howls at the moon, but is not a werewolf.
You sure?
Yes.
Is it an aware wolf?
They're very big. And he is not very big.
Maybe he's just a baby.
No.
All right.
Can I look at the drawing? Is
Solid
it
critical
just like...
thinking.
Children of that
skills
age
there,
just dealing
too.
absolutes. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you can have a look.
Yeah.
It is really fucking cute, I will say.
Oh,
It's like essentially like crayons in a way. Has drawn, and the tail is kind of blue. It looks more like it's green, but
amazing.
did their
They're
best.
colorblind.
Oh,
All they
no.
had.
If-
The blue color is quite hard to get hold of.
If the hair is not filled in,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna look and be like, can I add hair on it? Now that you've seen my hair.
Actual hair. I'll get scissors.
Oh, we could do that. And she was just gonna like reach in the dirt and like.
I have
color
done
it.
that before, and like as they're saying that pulls out a tuft, it's definitely short.
Oh no!
Made a picture of
Wow.
my dog.
You're a very
Oh.
I
dedicated
was-
artist.
And Oriana's actually gonna pull out. She's been working on this thing. It was intended for someone else, but it's like a string of like little metal trinkets all along from the whole time they've been traveling.
Mm-hmm.
What we can't do, if you want, we could put this on the short one. The short tuft. Yeah.
My
Exchange
hair.
for the drawing you gave me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can I?
Yes.
Okay.
Just turns around and immediately backs into you.
Oh, okay. And
Personal
we'll very
space. What?
deftly-
No.
Yeah. Who
Personal
needs that?
space? Who is she?
Very deftly, as much as I can, we'll tie this around like the short tuft of hair that she's got. Yeah. As a thank you for the picture.
Okay.
Yeah. It's mermaid metal.
From the sea.
Some of it.
Just immediately turns around and
Okay.
runs. Does like the fast 5-year-old running.
And I think this is probably the first time y'all have seen Oriana just like truly just like not giddy, but like, oh, it's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, big smile on her face.
Mhm.
That was cute. It's
So
quite good.
you now have a
Yeah.
little mermaid drawing. It's
Nice.
not
I will
bad
roll it up.
actually. You're like I can see that the limbs are there. The
And I
tail
have
doesn't
actual
look.
5
It
fingers.
doesn't look like mermaid. It looks like what they see for a fish is like a fish. So it looks more like just the bottom end of a
Amazing.
fish
Oh,
with like a fin
yes.
bit at the side. Yeah, did their best.
I love it. I know it probably doesn't have like a sun in the corner, but now I just want it to have the classic, like sun in the corner and
Smiley
like
face. Yeah, and just like a blue wiggle for the water. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I love this kid. Anyway, so we'll very carefully roll it up, very gingerly, and put it in the bag.
Okay. So you guys are able to have your meal, relax a little. It's easier to feel relaxed here than it would be if you were just camping out in the wilderness, I suppose. In terms of getting yourselves rest, do you feel the need to do watches, or are you all just going to sleep through the night?
I think Phelan stays up for a bit. It's not necessarily like a watch, but he's like watching the camp, basically, like the Dalish camp. But he stays up for a bit.
I'll be honest, I don't think Oriana could sleep very well, just being on the road again. So, not necessarily outwardly being on watch, if you will, because she doesn't want to be rude to the elves that were very kindly and surely probably doing the same thing, but just oh, look at all this whittling I'm doing. She doesn't whittle.
Phelan's like, that's not the correct knife that you should be using for whittling.
Yeah, no, it's not very good.
You want
It's just
my
something
knife?
to do with
That's
my
a
hands.
spoon.
This here, my whittling spoon.
Just starts chewing it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, Phelan. If it actually, Phelan whittled stuff in season 1, didn't he? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you don't mind showing me,
Yeah,
because
well,
I don't
you
want to
have
mess with your knife. Yeah.
you have the wrong type of wood. That wood's too hard and too brittle.
Froze.
Ow!
Yeet.
Here.
Oh, I'm dead. All right.
It's Skyrim. You've killed a chicken. Everything's gone
Oh
wrong.
my God. Touched a red item in BG3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Phelan has
yeah.
a little pouch that has little wood pieces that he
His whittling kit.
stashed. Yeah, his whittling kit. So he will show you how to whittle and tell you what type of woods are the best for whittling. One second while I Google this
Like
so I
Google.
can full
Why
on
Phelan
Google.
goes into his memory palace.
Yeah.
Phelan is downloading information. Hold, please.
Yeah, 1 second.
That's what it feels like sometimes when you do like
Yeah.
a big group with lots of fat, and you just feel like, just give me a minute, guys. I'm downloading.
Freaking
If
recall
you-
memory.
If you're trying to, like, if you're learning, you should probably use something like greenwood because it's easier to carve and has a reduced chance of splitting. And it doesn't really wear out your tools as much as opposed to if you were to use like a dry wood, which is a little harder and not as flexible, and it would use up the metal on your knife faster.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And you can see the wood grain better on like green wood and stuff, so it creates really cool like artistic little like pattern on it. But yeah.
And I
And
think
it's like
just
pretty,
oh.
yeah, sorry. No, go.
No,
And
you're
it's
fine.
like pretty accessible. It's just gonna be like
For shits and giggles while he's doing this, she's going to attempt to make a little scale out of the little wood pieces and just do like hyper detail on it.
Sure.
Try.
I could make you roll for it, or we can just say that you're trying, you know, because if it's something that's new,
if you
you're
hold
just.
the knife like this, it'll be easier to like,
I
shade
totally
it.
want to see what the dice give a shit if not about this. Because
You
they
know
have
what?
failed me
Sure.
on everything
You know
else.
what? Because either it's like it tracks that it's low, I'm learning a new skill, or you roll a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
20. So let's see.
I'm assuming Dex.
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
You know what? It's a basic pass. So you're starting to get it. It's difficult. It takes a little bit, but you're like I can see the vision. I see what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah. All the other rolls were below 10, so I'll take it. I rolled 10 and below.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at us. We've breached into the 11 of basic pass.
Level 3.
Let's get level
Level
3.
But yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, her plan is to make like little scales and like little shells, you know, and just leave them like littered around before she leaves.
Just little chips. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And I think she even tells her plan to Phelan, just, you know, just for funsies.
Phelan's gonna help whittle like little scales of different sizes and stuff.
I will say, Phelan, you've been collecting various bits and pieces to essentially start getting a traveling herbal kit. If you were to take something like a resin and heat it up and just coat it onto those chips of wood, it'll make it look a little shiny and look more like a mermaid scale.
He'll take it's this little bit of resin, hardened resin. It's like wrapped cloth on one end, and then he'll kind of like heat it up on like a little campfire, and like we'll rub it all over the wood and just give it a second to dry, but it'll make it really shiny and nice.
Nice. I think they'll enjoy it. Just for the mysticism.
Yeah. We could even use some of the berries that I found to dye some of them or like stain them, because like Aranon said that her clan used them to dye stuff.
Yeah. Could we use like the leaves for green?
Yeah. I mean, you know what's interesting? Sometimes, depending on the plant, the leaf may be green, but the color could come out completely different.
Mm-hmm. If we could do blue and green, I think that would blow their little minds. Yeah.
Oh, blue's really hard to get.
I know.
They have like purplish. Like I have blueberries.
Yeah, I think that would work.
It was just funny that they call them blueberries, but they're really like more purple color.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I
one of the
feel like
wild
I
things
like
about
it,
yeah.
that's just
This
Phelan.
is blueberry.
Yeah, Phelan's it's just a stream of consciousness that he's like spewing out to you.
Yeah.
I was like, Arda, I think she's kind of at this point definitely used to it and just kind of like, and like nodding and encouraging, yeah. While eating, not gonna lie, I think she's like,
before you
For
get the
me,
juice,
one
it
for
looks
the-
like
yeah.
a navy blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're able to do a little bit of crafting of some mermaid scales. What about the other two? We've established that these two are not necessarily sleeping. What are Iranan and Canal doing? Have we just curled up for some honk shoeing? Are we restless? Are we doing anything?
I think Kanal like saw that Phelan was up and was like thinking about approaching him to talk, and then they're having like a great time. Like it seems like those two are having a good time, and she's just like smiles and nods and is like, I don't want to interrupt that. The thing I was going to talk about was not very fun, so I think she'll like curl up, see if Arandan's awake.
Yeah, Aranan like does a lengthy, like warms up some water, does all that sort of like takes a war paint off and so spends a little time by the fire, just sort of. She has a long nightly prep routine.
Self-care.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
But I think she's intending to kind of finally get a good night's sleep. So, Mm. You worried?
Hmm?
I said you're not worrying,
Am I
are you?
worried? Oh, only constantly. Only so much good that's gonna do me though. You know, got some good news today, so trying to take
Yeah.
that for what it's worth.
It's kind of annoying they got that free pass because I was really hoping there'd be slow going along this trail, but
Yeah. Well, at least we know where to go.
yeah, that's true.
How are you doing? Okay.
I'm just preparing myself mentally. Not quite sure what we're going to find.
What for? Hopefully, just we just see a happy camp of people. They decided to take their time. My daughter's making everybody flower crowns, and nothing bad has happened.
That's exactly what we
It's not what my gut is telling me, but that's what I'm hoping.
I think
Peace.
God, sorry. I don't know if there's a delay.
No, on from my frame of reference, you started talking first, so it's all good.
I think Aranan's actually like kind of, I don't know, she's more worried perhaps than the news suggests she should be. Like, oh, they know where they are, that we should be able to catch up with them. And I think she doesn't like the idea that everyone's been sort of fast tracked to these deep roads, and it's kind of like playing on her mind a lot. And I think her intention is to like sleep and be like really refreshed and ready for tomorrow, because she's just not convinced.
Yeah. Trying not to overthink the fact that some people just went missing in the same direction that we're headed, that my daughter went.
That's exactly what's playing on Aranan's mind, but I don't think she tries to make light of it to you. It'll be nothing. You know what scouts are like. They've probably got excited chasing tracks, and they were always a day or two
Yeah.
late back at my village.
Yeah. Everyone knows scouting quick expediency is never important with scouts. You know, you always want to get your news as late as possible.
Stories of bravado.
Yeah. Well, I can either stay up worrying all night about it, or I can not do that. I'm gonna try to sleep,
Same.
see how it goes. But
Sleep well. Put it out of your mind.
yeah. You think you might be easier to sleep if I got some company? Put our sleeping bags together, our bedrolls together. if that will be okay.
Just
You're very you're just comfort and presence, you know. Not just...
I think she's giving you kind of like an unreadable look for a while as you sort of stumble through it, and then she just smiles and shakes her head, like, you know, sort of nods her head towards the sleeping bags. Come on.
If I
To
keep
sleep.
you up, just push me away.
Okay. So, some snuggles, some honk shoeing, some pretending we're not being watchful, but being watchful. Rest will take you all. I'm assuming that the other two do eventually actually sleep so that we're not ragged tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much after just like laying them out like Easter egg hunt type of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. You have to make them nice
yeah.
and obvious for
Yeah.
5-year-olds, yeah.
It's the most
Exactly.
sound Phelan has slept
Yeah.
in a while.
Yeah. Okay. Eventually, one by one, you guys will wake as morning comes. Depending on how you are feeling as a person, how shallow your sleep may have been, you'll wake. You can hear that there are people who are already going about their business. Not everybody seems to be awake just yet for those of us that are early risers, but those who whose job it is to make sure everything else is ready for everybody. You can see a little gathering of people who, judging by the way that they're dressed, it looks very similar to those that had first greeted you. It's clearly one of the groups of scouts and or hunters who are gathered, and a couple of them are eating out of smaller bowls than what you might have had yesterday and just eating their fill. You can see in the sort of dewy morning the steam rising from the bowl that they've got. It's quite a pretty and peaceful sight, I would say, for some of you. You may have other things on your mind, but there's something about just the early morning of a group of peoples like the Dalish that's comforting in a way. They eventually will go about their business. There's some kidding around. One of them tries to ankle the other where they're walking behind the other person and will kick at the back of their heel to try and trip them up, and there's laughter, and one of them will then shove the head of the other as they eventually head off and out of the camp.
Phelan watches with a little smile on his face.
Okay.
So, we ready to head out?
Yeah. As soon as possible. Is like very early, very, very quickly, like gotten all, like has all of her stuff on and like is like ready, like
Yeah, I think
has that waiting by
Oriana-
the door energy.
I think Oriana's already like packed the carts like she did in Southreach and just is waiting for your cue because she knows how much you want to go. So looking towards Canal. Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
As we're leaving though, I will look and just be like, did the kiddos find it? Are they awake?
You can see that they're the younger ones are starting to wake. You can see a couple of them getting up and moving around. Did you leave any of the scales towards where they're resting as opposed to your camp?
If I could have gotten away with it without being shot, then I would have done is like made it like where I knew they went, so that way it like cookie crumbs, you know,
Sure.
to where they were, breadcrumbs. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you sit and watch for long enough while people are packing up and getting ready and just keep like looking over, eventually you will hear a sudden
I'm gonna elbow Phelan and just be
Yeah.
like, I think they found them.
I think so too.
You now see one of them like immediately beelining over to someone who's like, oh my god, oh my god.
Come on, let's go.
If they also say if they get like even just a small look at me, it's gonna be like a little water bubble that
Yeah.
just to mess with them. Yeah. And then
Sees you and then does like the and like hides it behind their back.
and then just well, I'm not gonna delay the party basically, but
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
As they're
Yeah,
walking out, yeah.
Yeah. They'll scuttle off. Eventually, you know that they will find the others, and it will probably be a great tale for them all.
Mermaid tail?
Waka waka. So you are able to get on the road. Marthari is going to make sure that she sees you before you leave. Will speak a few blessings upon you. Phelan, just of a good luck and making sure people watch over you.
I love your spirit.
And we'll give a more polite, slightly formal goodbye to everyone. It says that at least while you're still within their radius, eyes will make sure that you're not harmed before you venture off on the road. As I said, and you have your map, you know that you are going directly east, and that it'll take about a day's travel to get there. So just to check in with folks, how are we traveling? Are we doing anything to prepare? Is there anything that we are doing on that route as we go?
I think usual. I think.
Go on,
yes, Phelan.
Go.
I think Oriana and Aranan probably, even though we're still on a well-traveled road and we know where we're going now specifically, probably are still doing the rogue thing of being a little ahead. And Oriana is still doing the keep an eye out for any signs specifically of Rainy. Any 10-year-old little, girl wandering off, or I don't know, mud piles or something, just anything that might indicate, I don't know, what a little 10-year-old Rainy would do. But just any signs of that. And then making sure the carts can get through, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And looking for signs from Aranan if we need to stop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. I'm not gonna necessarily make you roll unless you feel that you want to.
Sure.
You never know. Maybe
Roll
pulling
20,
it
you gonna
in,
be
I
nice
was
to
like, it's
No, it won't be today.
You should have just taken I'm not going to let you roll.
You could
Wow.
have not rolled.
I'm just trying real hard, guys. Okay, I just
it's
Aaron's
like,
got your back.
Thank you, Ryan.
entertaining. The dice are like, you know what? No.
I had that same feeling on Sunday. Don't worry.
Yeah, we've had like one like cracking pass, and aside from that, this has been a midday. Roll 20 is just like I'm gonna fuck around and find out today.
What if you fail? Actually,
Yeah,
But what
wouldn't that
if
be fun?
no?
I do that.
You just don't roll. That's my strat.
Yeah, yeah. You don't necessarily see an awful lot. I will say that without it needing to be super strong, and certainly for Iranan, you can see at this point, especially when you start to dip away from the hill, it is going into there's like a little downward slope that you travel in, and it's an area that clearly has collected some kind of water in some way, where it's slightly marshier. So even though there's signs that has dried a little bit with a few days of dryness, it is enough that you can see the lines of what is presumably a cart rolling through, or at least a wheel has definitely done that. A few footprints here and there. There's a few little dog prints that are part of that as well. So it's like a little assortment as you cross that little patch. Eventually that will pass and you see the sort of like tail end of feet, but it was a little while ago. judging by what you're looking at. But you can see that it's there. In terms of signs of rainy, not so much, I would say. Certainly no little mud piles. Who knows? Maybe she wanted to complain it, but no. There's indication that they have traveled past here. That much is certainly certain. Are we on a quiet approach? Are we just traveling as is?
I think
Traveling as
Kana
is.
has been.
With speed, with purpose, with subtlety?
Yeah. I think with speed.
Yeah, with speed and
More
purpose.
than. I think yeah, Kana like on the first part of this trek was very much like being like team mom, like bringing people water up ahead and like really just like looking after everyone and like really like group focused.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sort of got I don't know how to phrase it, but it's just like very determined, like very like head
She's
forward
one-track minded right now.
going, like
Mhm.
barely paying attention. Like it's like I have a literal exact direction now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like borderline hard to get her attention for conversation at this point.
Sure.
So I think she may be unintentionally like pushing the pace a little bit, unless she is
Yeah.
slowed down.
Yeah. That tracks. And what was Phelan's contribution going to be? Because we all, I thinked at the same time. It's funny because you all said the exact same thing as well, which is really entertaining. And it was like doing a little round of everyone just ever so slightly out of time.
Yeah.
Love it. What's Phelan doing?
No, just I think we'd probably go with haste. I think he's still keeping an eye out throughout the entire track for any signs of the scout party that Marithari said that she had sent.
Signs of elves. Sure. Do you want to roll me a perception roll for that?
I sure can.
Let's go.
Probably
Get a
won't be
12.
great.
No, it's gonna be better than mine. Don't worry.
Don't say
Better? What do we
that.
think? 16? We taking bets?
I'm gonna say
15.
there
Look
you
at
go.
Six sub points.
Told you. Oh
Look
my
at
god.
that. Is there like efficient search? Exploration stunt?
Yeah. Okay. A few things. There is one thing that clues you into perhaps the passing of elves, and it is that trailing ever so slightly off paths, taking some little high spots to try and peer through, checking out little areas where they maybe would have rested, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for signs, and you see on 3 separate occasions elf fruit plants that have been pulled, like cut, so like you see the stems of maybe the bottom couple of leaves, and there's a few of them along this trail. Who did it, you're not sure. Whether it was the elves or not, you're not sure.
Yeah.
But you're like, damn, where's that elf fruit? And then you see one, and it's one of those things of like, oh damn, because you see that same thing of like it's been pulled at the stem where like most of the plant has been removed, but you can tell from the colorations and the slight bluish tint to the edges that was royal elf fruit.
Oh man, that was royal
That
elf
stuff
fruit.
like is quite like it grows in like very specific locations, so it's like rarer to find, and it's the stuff that hits the best, you know.
That's
so
what you just hear them say. That's like, oh man, that was royal elf fruit.
Oh, like maybe if I take a couple of these little elf leaves, I might be able to. But it's looking at it, it's relatively fresh because, yeah. If it had been, if it had been a long time ago, there might have been either signs of regrowth or wilting, or you'd have seen something. It looks relatively fresh, but older than maybe a couple days.
Okay.
So there is a chance that was the elves.
Yeah.
It's hard to be completely exact, but like you know enough to have been able to figure
it's
that
called
out.
Elf fruit for a reason, okay?
Yeah. Tapping into my roots, guys. So, a couple things. It's told you there may well have been elves past. Certainly, other people have been able to pick this on the way. It wasn't that long ago, but longer than the 2 days.
Mhm.
And whoever it was that picked it has some royal elfry on them.
Maybe.
So.
Phelan's like, maybe I could ask them to give me some as payment for fighting them.
Maybe it's your finder's fee.
My finder's fee is some royal elf fruit, please.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah. He'll continue. He's like, ah.
So you see that, and you guys can kind of hear Phelan like off slightly. He's maybe like a couple trees distance away from you guys, making the sound of disappointment.
Yeah. 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 Okay,
But
well,
you can come back over.
yeah. I think the elves are definitely around here. I think they got some royal elf fruit, which, you know, great for them, sucks for me, kind of. It's just keeping pace with the crew.
Yep. Because it is known, even in their actual, there's only one codex entry, but people used to joke, and I just made it canon in my games, that elf fruit, it has healing property. It can be turned into healing potions. It can be used for various things, poultices and what have you, but also smoked.
Yeah, it's Dragon Age weed, baby.
Yeah, because that is also healing. That is it is medical care.
Healing.
Yeah. But they do. There's a codex entry that came out in one of the games that said it was sometimes had recreational uses. So yeah, that royal elf fruit though. But it's given you a little bit of a clue.
If they're here and alive, they're probably high as balls. That's my clue.
I mean, that's why they're taking so long to get back.
You're like, maybe they're actually okay and just
They're just standing on the mountaintop, like, wow, the
somewhere
beauty of
safe.
nature.
Yeah,
It's
that'd be nice.
having a few days with ayahuasca.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I wish that was what was happening instead.
Could be the case. And maybe Rainy's hanging out with them and not with the rest. So it's not smoking. I just mean not in
Sure
danger.
hope not.
I mean, comparatively speaking, to being in a cave.
I didn't stop smoking when I was pregnant and for the last 10 years, just for her to find it on her own.
I would rather her find that than a cave. I mean, I don't have a daughter. I can't say, but
She's 10 years old.
To be
Okay.
fair, the elf fruit has to be processed, so she wouldn't be able to smoke it as is.
See?
Clearly, she's fine.
Can we just keep going?
Clearly.
You are able to keep progressing. Can I ask every one of you to roll me a perception check? If you feel like you want to throw one of your senses or specialities into it, you can, to see
Scared.
who might notice things on the road. Because although there's people who are very specifically tracking and scouting for certain things, we've all got our eyes open, everyone. Well, no. Some of us don't have our eyes open. You're walking with your eyes closed, Phelan.
I had one good roll, and that was it. No more. That's all I get.
Where is everyone?
Judging by the dice rolls today, we're all still in Kirkwall.
Yeah.
Oh
like-
my.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It is gonna take a while. In fact, what happens
What happened was...
is you're traveling along this path and following along, so there's the yellow trail. Sakaya, that's what's happened. We're walking. You're walking, as far as you can tell, completely due east.
The
And
deep road is the robber's cave.
it is. We had a triggering 3-hour walk a week or so ago. Anyway, you're walking along the road and paying attention and looking around and talking and just being generally mindful, and oops, that was nearly a bump. Oh, sorry, Jessica. Like bumbling away. And then it'll be Oriana that notices, but it's like back the way, so like you've clearly passed something at some point, and you can see some smoke rising above the tree line, but it's like but you didn't walk past them, so maybe they're like off this track slightly. You're not sure, but it's like you've passed by them, and now you can see slightly behind you a rising little column of smoke, which suggests maybe there's a campfire nearby.
If Iranan is, I'm assuming Iranan's up ahead. I'll not just be like, "Ayo," you know.
Ayo, fam!
Yo, wait, hold up.
Wagwan!
But we'll kind of like just do, if it's a whistle, whatever, you know, our signal is for each other,
Yeah.
and then we'll point up
Woohoo.
towards the smoke going up behind us,
Yeah.
and signal for you to come back.
I get back to you, and I'm just like, I'm really glad I had a early night's sleep, so I could be refreshed and perceptive the next morning.
Honestly, I'm shocked I even saw it, but I don't know if we want to.
Understand why I didn't smell it.
Honestly, same. I didn't either. I saw
What
it
even
first.
happened? Like we were all like we were looking
Phelan's
for
still
it.
walking
How
the
did
other
we?
way.
Oh shit! No, we'll
It
grab
is
Phelan.
easier to do than you think.
Oh shit.
Ah, I
Oh,
think we're that
hello.
way.
Should we go look, everyone, or
Yes.
Mhm.
If
Okay.
it's not, it
Yeah.
could be the elves, and or it could be the camp. So the group.
Um,
So we should go.
if y'all wanna? Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe Arenan and I go just to look real quick, remembering the bandits we hit in Ferelden, like just in
Be
case.
mindful. Be very demure.
We will let them live. I swear. No.
And
We'll come a little ways behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that,
I'm gonna
you know,
notch
if
an arrow to
we
my bow.
are
to
going
cut
this way, we don't.
apart.
Mhm. Okay. So Ariana and Iranan, with an arrow notched in the bow, the pair of you are gonna go slinking off into the woods. And this is what you do. This is your natural skill set. It's not anything beyond what you do daily. I imagine treading quietly at this point.
Yeah, stealthing as much
Yeah.
as possible.
You're gonna get to a point where you can start to see signs that there's clearly some manner of camp ahead. You can see hints of it through like some of the tree cover. And what you clue into fairly quickly before you get the full visual of what's going on is the sound of two male voices, it sounds like, arguing in a very heated way, and then the sound of another voice trying to cool tempers. But there's like some angry back and forth thing going on. It's, by the sounds of things, it is Orlesian, because
I
it's
was about
not
to ask
fully
if
like
it's common or
tongue.
not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not.
shit.
There's not fully
Okay.
common. But the person who's talking seems to be speaking in common and being like, "Guy, can we cool our fucking jet? Like, you need to calm down and be quiet, please." So you can hear that there's three voices. You can see from the visual of like how much you're able to pick up. This is clearly a camp the size that could make sense for 10 people. Two angry voices in Orlesian shouting at each other, and you know Orlesians when they get going. And then a common tongue, you guys need to calm down and be quiet. And on that note, I feel like it's a perfect spot for us to end our session. It's also at time, but also it's great to leave on that note. What's going on, everyone? Is this the right people? Why are they shouting in Orlesian? Thanks for coming along, everybody. This has been our 5th episode of our 2nd season. Let's see what happens and if Rainy is there, and maybe she'll join in the fight. Is she the one shouting in Orlesian? I don't think so. She's not a middle-aged man. You've grown so much, sweetie.
Man, it's been years. What happened?
Yeah, thank you for coming. And
How long was
showing
I
up.
asleep?
Yeah. We will do our outros and let you know who we are and where you can find us in the week ahead before we sign off. I am Emma Hummelu on the internet. I am the storyteller for these wonderful people. And in terms of where you can find me, this weekend you will see me over on Valdria's channel on the Fridays playing a game of Inspectors, and Saturday running a game of Vampire the Masquerade. Both are charity one-shots for Extra Life. We're doing a bit of fundraising for some children's hospitals, which is a wonderful cause. This is my 5th year doing it with Val. So if you can come along, show up, I'll be starting to put around links for doing fundraising as well. So if you can spare some pennies to help some sick kids, it'd be appreciated. But that's me. Other than that, you will see me here next week. Love y'all.
I've been Emily. You can find me on the internet at EmilyBard20. I've got a link tree that has all my stuff. Kanaw's not a werewolf, but I play one sometimes on our podcast. Check it out, Black Teeth. Check it out on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Just check it out on Spotify. I know it's there. I'm also going to be in that vampire game on Saturday, where I've definitely finished my character sheet for that, and won't be working on that this week. Totally fine. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Muted, sweetheart.
No, I'm not muted. It just won't. Hello. There we go.
Hello?
Hello. Okay.
Wait,
hi,
is that
everyone.
Rainy? It sounded like a middle-aged illusion.
Sacre bleu!
Oh, forget. Hi everyone. My name's Satan, or Alyssa Vampire on the interwebs. You can catch me here every Tuesday playing our favorite, I guess, Royal Elf Fruit Pothead now. So God, I could identify that strain just by the stem. You can also catch me Saturdays, usually at Valdrian's channel, playing a very different elf, my city elf, Rogue. I love roguing with her. But not this Saturday, because we'll be doing Extra Life, but you can catch me as a vampire in Hummel's one-shot this Saturday. Who's the character sheet I've definitely finished as well, much like Emily. You can find me on Saddles of Art and a lot of social media. I'm slowly reintroducing myself to the wild, like a caged animal that's been taken into rehabilitation. The wild being social media to myself. So there's not a lot, but there might be. Give me some time. I need readjusting. But that's me.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, it was the phrase. I need readjusting. It was hilarious. All right. Hi, I'm Torin. Torin Talks Creativity.
Ayo.
Yo. As far as where to find me, I've been playing Oriana, our pillbug rogue that just messes with people in a loving way. As far as where to find me, I will also be on Saturday's game, Extra Life, for Vampire the Masquerade. I haven't done my character sheet, just not even gonna try to lie to you. I've been busy. It's gonna happen though, and I'm very excited for the character. She's great. Otherwise, where to find me? I do have my own channel on Twitch, Torin Talks Creativity, where I play games, do voice acting, digital art, other things. If you'd like to check it out, it's a very cozy time, and I am live on Wednesdays and Sundays. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I am Sakaya. I go by she, her pronouns, and today I have been a run on Blackhawk. And where can you find me? You can find me on Euphoria. I think it's like a late November start. There's a 4-part Blades in the Dark. And for those of you that do conventions, you'll be able to maybe meet the Transmissions production team down in London for Dragon Meet on November the 30th. So yeah, if you're
Whoop,
there,
whoop.
come and say hi.
Come say hi. Give
I'll
us
try and
fist
look like
bump.
this so you recognize me. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, everyone. These guys are wonderful. I love them very much. And thank you guys for showing up and being our excellent and engaged little studio audience there. We love you all very much. We will see you next week for session 6, which is our halfway point, everybody. I'm sure only calm and wonderful, excellent things happen when you reach a halfway point in a season of something. It is known.
Oh.
We will see you next week, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.